Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Hannah and I make weekly videos about my candle making journey. In today's video, I want to talk all things essential oil, including the difference between fragrance oils, essential oils, the benefits of using essential oils, and how to pick the right essential oil for your candle. I personally use essential oils for all of my candles, and it was something that I did have to research into before I went down the process of choosing the right essential oils for my candles, and basically just learning about all of the hazards and the safety data information behind each essential oil. And I think it's something that everybody needs to consider if they do go down the route of using essential oils in their candles. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. This first question is actually something I questioned myself at the start of my candle making journey, and to make things as clear as possible, I'm just going to explain this simple difference between fragrance oils and essential oils. So let's start with essential oils. Essential oils are directly extracted from nature, which is why they have all the health benefits behind them, and also the reason why they are more expensive than fragrance oils, because a lot of work goes on in behind the scenes of extracting them, and it's just a much more time-consuming process rather than making fragrance oils. On the other hand, fragrance oils are created from either essential oils or bioidentical compounds, or some are synthetically extracted too. When it comes to fragrance oils, my advice would be to really research into your fragrance oil, look at all the safety data sheets and see the exact ingredients. That way you can see whether they do contain essential oils, or rather they have bioidentical compounds, or whether they are just synthetically extracted. When it comes to picking whether you want to use fragrance oils or essential oils, I think it all just comes down to your personal preference. If it's something you're doing as a hobby, then you need to take in consideration yourself, of course. If it's something you're doing as a business, then always follow your ethos, but also just weigh up the pros and cons of what oil you wish to use. I personally use essential oils for all of their health benefits, and also because I personally suffer with some hormonal imbalance issues, and I started off creating essential oil candles for the benefit of less toxins and also being able to manage anxiety and everything else. I think that is for a totally different video. But yes, basically you just need to ask yourself, do you want fragrance oils for the higher strength and all of the different scents that you can get from there, or do you wish to use essential oils for the health benefits? Now, I know this is a question that has been asked quite a lot on a lot of forums that I'm included in. So can you blend fragrance oils and essential oils? Of course, this is a completely experimental process, so you need to do a lot of research. But yes, you can. The only thing is, if you are selling your candles as part of a business, you do need to do the CLP labels, and you also need to create your own health data sheet with all of the ingredients that you have used, and also the flash points for your blended essential oil or blended fragrance oil. I personally choose not to blend my essential oils, and instead I have just heavily researched into the essential oil blend that I use myself, and I was really happy with the essential oils I chose from Candle Shack. So if you don't want to go down the route of creating your own labels with all of the information and ingredients used, then I would suggest just researching into an essential oil blend that has been created already. So the next question about essential oils and them being less stronger than fragrance oils candles can be correct, but from my personal experience, it's all about the process of how you make them and trial and erroring your percentage of your essential oil in your candles. I am at a stage where I have a really perfect scent throw, hot scent throw that is, of my essential oil candles, and I really just want to encourage people who are worried that their essential oil candles won't smell that strong, that is simply not the case. Of course, they won't be as strong as fragrance oil candles because they are just generally more powerful, but if you can get the perfect candle with a lot of trial and error, then there's no saying that you can't create a beautifully smelling essential oil candle. When it comes to the price of essential oils, they are unfortunately more expensive than fragrance oils, and that is simply because they are more expensive to extract rather than making fragrance oils. I think when it comes down to going down the route of essential oil candles, you do really just need to weigh up the negatives and positives of why you want to make your essential oil candles, and if the fact that making your essential oil candles is going to be way much more expensive than it would be making fragrance oils, then that is definitely something you need to consider, because let me tell you, candle making is not a cheap hobby or business to get started with. Don't let that put you off. This is actually a question I got asked a few weeks ago, and although I haven't made my own fragrance oil candles, I've only made my own essential oil candles, I don't see any reason why essential oils would be harder to make than fragrance oils. The only reason why they would be harder to make is possibly the fact that essential oils are not as stronger as a fragrance oil candle. So you will have to do more experimentation when it comes to your percentage of the essential oil that you are using for your candles. But saying that, once you do have the correct percentage, it really isn't much harder than making any fragrance oil candles, because you are simply adding in the essential oil the same way that you would add in your fragrance oil. So the last question I'm going to dive into was how I ended up with the essential oils I have now, and that really was just down to a lot of research. So I thought I had a few essential oils lined up before I actually ended up with the essential oils I have now, and the reason I didn't go with the first essential oils was because the hazards on the health data sheet were really negative for me. So for example, one essential oil I was going to go with said there was a severe toxic hazard to infertility, and for me that was a big no-no, even though it was just a pure essential oil. So I then had to look at a completely different company and look at the hazards involved there, and although there were a few hazards listed, they weren't anything severe like infertility. So if I could give you one tip, it would be to look at the hazards on the health data sheet and to really research into that, and if it's something that you are willing to proceed with. And that is pretty much it. I think I have covered all of the questions and topics involved in picking essential oils and everything you need to know. If I haven't, then please comment any questions you have below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for weekly videos about my candle making journey. I will see you guys next week. Bye!